well, this is my first video disclosing who I am. You know me by Coconuts Whisper. Now, I'm just making a little video for you guys to say thank you for watching my videos, for liking them, and of course for subscribing to my channel. I totally appreciate that. Now, I was just wondering to have a little chat really about how I got here and future maybe, and just some other little bits and bobs. So anyway, first of all, I like to start with the name, Coconuts Whisper. The way I came to that name was that I was thinking about things I like, and everyone has quite mixed sort of names, obviously, as you may have noticed. So yeah, I love coconuts. They're good for you, and totally respect the properties of what coconuts could do for you. So that's how I came up with my name. Further on, I'd like to talk about where my journey began as an ASMR listener. This is a few years back, and I used to sort of listen to relaxation videos or music even, and then I came across Whisper Crystal, and I began to quite enjoy the work she had done. I don't think she's active now, but please let me know if you find out, because I really respect the work that she's done. And then I started getting video suggestions, and it always said ASMR on there, and I was like, what on earth is that? So then I went on to watch Whisper Flower, and it was extremely different, of course, compared to Whisper Crystal, and I didn't really understand the concept of it, except that while I was watching it late at night maybe, I well, yeah, I was triggered and tingled and fell asleep on the PC. So that's how it kind of began for me. And then I kind of looked into the whole sensation and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, right, okay, so there's a huge community out there. You guys, and of course me. So yeah, just a few people that I'd like to mention that have been my original style of ASMR videos that I preferred to watch. I've enjoyed videos from Kiwi Whispers. Now, I found that he uses quite a lot of objects and sounds through that. He's got a wonderful voice, and he does work hard on his videos, you know. They're very clear, and there's not a lot of mistakes in them and things like that. So I found that he was really, really good with triggers to do with objects, for example, as well as whispering, of course. And his creativity is very good as well. Another guy was Omni Whispers. Now, sadly, I started viewing his videos when it became, when he was on the tail end of doing them, and he did some wonderful work, and he had one of those whisper voices that were just naturally triggering for me anyway. But it's a shame he no longer does them. But I've really enjoyed his videos. And then I suppose near the tail end of when I first got into ASMR videos, Gentle Whispers, of course. I started watching hers near the tail end, and I found hers were extremely diverse, and that's when I started noticing more that actually there are a lot more triggers involved, and what role plays are, because I didn't quite experience the role play sensation. So yeah, it's kind of like gone from there to everybody else. I'm very surprised how fast everything has grown in the ASMR community. People are doing some amazing videos, very high-tech stuff, to really thought out role plays, and really working hard on them. My aim is to just try my best to see what I could provide. But I don't know, there's some people doing some good stuff out there. So yeah, so that was kind of like my journey to where I started to where I am now. Okay, so the videos themselves, let's have a look. So I'm going to speak to you about a few challenges that I come across. First of all, the equipment. I have this camera. I don't have an external mic. I was actually told I couldn't put an external mic onto it, well, attach it to it. So I'm not even sure to invest in one. Let's have a look, sounds. So you can imagine the challenges are external sounds. Now, within my home itself, I have 2 birds, and they're cockatiels. One is called Sid and one is Chuck. Now, you guys could have met Sid because he was on my shoulder earlier. And I'd done about 2-3 videos of this video. But unfortunately, it just wasn't working out. He was, well, he'd fly off here and there, and then the other one, Chuck Norris we call him, he decided to sing very loudly, and it was actually a bit of chaos. So right now they're having a nap. But yeah, the birds, they're pretty challenging, especially Sid. He's a young bird, and he decides to sing extremely loudly and totally out of pitch. He's just not a very good singer at the moment, but he tries. So that's my biggest challenge, is the birds, as well as other family commitments, time availability and things like that. The other slight challenge I do have, I think, is to do with lighting. I've got general lighting, I suppose, but there's nothing like I've got, no special lights or anything like that. And I see, some people's videos have got quite a lot of different things they're using. So I'm kind of like very standard with what I have equipment-wise. One thing I will say to you is the stand that I use for the camera. I was going to get like a kind of the basic sort of stands at first, but what I found was I think it's called a Gorilla. I don't know, but it's very flexible. You can move it around a lot, but I don't like it. It's just terrible. It topples over. Obviously, when I press the record button, it's kind of shaky. And yeah, I don't always have a good time with it. And it's really short. So from the camera where you guys are, I mean, like I've got like this much space from where the legs are of the stand. So I have to use other things to kind of lift it up or anything else like that. Even now, it's actually on my nail varnish box. But yeah, so that's another challenge that I'm faced with. So I do need to look at some upgrades. I do have a video editing package, but I haven't used it that much. The only thing that bothers me with it is that when you transfer the file, once you're done all the editing onto MP4, I done a very brief test on it, and it takes like forever. So I have no idea how long like a 30-minute video could take. So those are like kind of like my brief challenges with regards to equipment. Yeah, the other couple of bits I wanted to have a little chat about is me, myself, and I. So I have my voice. Now this is my sort of standard voice. And, well, I can be louder than this, believe you me. So when I did the first show and tell videos, although I put soft spoken, but for me that version was soft spoken. But when I listened back to it, I found that I wasn't very soft. So I've had to sort of work on what is soft spoken and tone it down a bit more. As for the whispering itself, I remember when I first done the whisper video, I found that I was aware like the distance of where the camera was. So my whisper was a little bit strained, you know, so I was kind of like, kind of sounded a bit stressed or something like that. And, you know, since then I've sort of learnt to just whisper. Doesn't matter where the camera is. If I want to do more of an intense type of whisper, then I'll go nearer to the camera, as you can imagine. And always keep in mind like the sounds I'll be using in the video. So if something is making quite a loud sound, but still hopeful, triggering sound, I know a very light whisper wouldn't help because you would hardly hear me whisper. So I'll try and be closer to the camera for that, or I'll do a soft spoken video for that particular type of video. So these are the kind of things that like I try and think about. I mean, the things that make me laugh is the fact that, you know, generally speaking, I've thought about a video and how I'm going to present it, and then I've played it back, and then I've had some comments saying how strongly triggered they are by it, and I didn't really think I had too many triggers in there, but I think as the camera was picking up on stuff, it's actually picked up other sounds as well that I didn't consider. But bearing in mind, when I'm watching the videos back, I'm just sort of looking at or listening out for external sounds, or did I make sense, or, you know, other things, as well as like how clear were the hopeful triggers that I was using. So yeah, that's pretty interesting going through that. But yeah, I'm wondering if you guys sort of find that for those that are doing videos as well, not having an awareness of actually what are triggers on your video. So yeah, I just wanted to be, I just wanted to try and give back to the community and offer the videos I have done. So as you notice, I've started off with show and tell videos. So I started off with stuff I have. I've seen quite a few show and tell videos, and I think they're quite relaxing, and the sounds that come out with the triggers and stuff. So it's pretty cool like that. And then obviously I'm trying to work towards other types of videos too. So my next aim is actually role plays. Don't know diddly squat about role plays, and you know, I was just seeing what I've seen. I've got some ideas of what I'd like to present. I'll see how they work out. Again, always challenge like where on earth I'll put the camera and the background scene itself. I mean, you can see behind me right now, there's like a big flowery border. It's not going to be quite pleasant in an ASMR video, so I have to sort of really consider that, and what time of day, of course, I'll be filming the role plays. So yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, we'll have to see how they turn out. But I hope you guys will still like what videos I'm making. I will always revert back to show and tell, because obviously my subscribers, you know, pick the channel for those sort of videos in particular. So I know that they're still going to be part of what I'm going to be doing. But I want to just sort of broaden out a bit more and just sort of see if I can be more diverse in what relaxation videos I'm offering you guys. So I hope you don't mind. If you've got any ideas, give me a shout, and I'll take it on board and see what I could provide. It's quite funny that you guys are finally going to actually see who I am. So I don't know if you're going to be shocked or pleasantly surprised. But yeah, I can't say I'm very confident on the camera. I'm not really used to it. But I want to try my best and look at the camera. But really, I'm actually looking at you guys. So I will be trying my best with that. But just to summarise the whole chit-chat that I've been doing with you guys, I suppose I'd just like to say that the ASMR community has been a wonderful idea, whoever started it. I think it was back years ago, somebody put a post up saying, I can't remember what it's called, Kiss or something, I can't remember. But yeah, you know, it started a long time ago, but when it actually took off, especially on YouTube, it sounds like it's it's always needed to happen. You know, a lot of people go through hard times, challenges, you know, sometimes really bad stuff. And just by watching some of these videos, you could actually just separate yourself sometimes, or just allow yourself to have those triggers. I mean, those triggers, the tingles, actually, they're amazing. You know, is it a rush of endorphins? You know, what is it? But whatever it's doing to us, it's, you know, it's definitely a relaxating state. So yeah, it's wonderful how the community is growing, and it's wonderful for me to have the opportunity to start providing these videos. And thank you guys for wanting me to do these, because, you know, if there was no demand for it, or I didn't do it right, you know, there's no point me doing it, basically. So I kind of needed that feedback. And on a personal level, it's definitely taught me to calm the heck down myself. As you can imagine, doing a whisper video, you need to be calm and relaxed, because as you speak, whether you're soft spoken or whispering, it will reflect on the video. And the whole purpose is that the viewer, which is you, needs to be relaxed. And that's not going to happen if I'm not relaxed. So it's like a true reflection at the end of the day of how I am to how you will be. So yeah, that's taught me to slow down and breathe. That's one side. And obviously the other side is I've kind of realised how much I'm listening to sounds, and just sort of stopping and thinking, oh, you know, what does that sound like? Not only to maybe put it into a video, but also just generally, it's kind of like heightens your senses almost. Even visually, you know, when you're watching someone doing something. I know these triggers are there for people from a very young age, even for myself, you know, in school and stuff like that. Somebody reading a book or artwork, or someone doing art, it's also visual. So, you know, it's quite amazing. The whole experience is amazing. So if you're quite new to this, you know, have a look around on the recommendations or whatever that come up on YouTube. There are so many different types of videos that could offer triggers for you. And I think maybe it kind of goes stage by stage. So you might start off with one type of style that you get triggered from, and then you could move on to a next one, you know. So I mean, even for myself, it was from Whisper Crystal, completely different to Whisper Flower. You know, the actual videos were absolutely different. Nowadays, it's more into nail varnish tapping or something, you know, which I wouldn't even thought would be a trigger last year. So, you know, it's just sort of something that you just keep exploring and see what's out there. But I just wanted to say, yeah, thanks for the people who have done some really funny videos, actually. They've got brilliant triggers, but the actual humour in them really made me chuckle. So not only was I relaxed, but I was actually laughing too. So there's some really good funny artists like that in a good way. But yeah, so, you know, I could ramble for ages, but I will not. And I will say goodbye for now. Please let me know that if, I don't know, if you do want to see more of me, you know, I'll try and see if I could be in the videos myself a bit more rather than just me hands. But I know for the roleplay videos, it's likely that you will be seeing me. So, fingers crossed. But listen, take care, relax, unwind, and have those tingly sensations. Goodbye.